backtracking a bit now, heading over to the Pahiatua Track. It's going to take us up and over the ranges and into the Wairarapa district. So here we go, off the main road onto the Pahiatua Track, which has become one of the two main routes across the ranges since the Manawatu Gorge closed. 28k to Pahiatua. Again, another road that I've never ridden before. Well, looks like we've caught up to some slow traffic up here. That's a shame. Somewhere to stop, let these guys get ahead. Take a photo. Was a lovely ride over the Pahiatua Track. I look forward to doing it again someday. So we're just approaching the town of Pahiatua. One of the big Fonterra dairy factories is here. Dairy for life. The dairy farmers say that's what keeps our country going, and to a large extent that's true. Don't know what that river is. I think it's the Manawatu River. We're now in the Wairarapa district, and we head up here to the main road. Going to turn right, head south through the Wairarapa. There'll be a few towns to pass through. Masterton is the biggest one, and then up and over the Rimatakas, another lovely hill that I want to ride today. Pahiatua.
Pahiatua.
Obviously plenty of room when they set out this town. Huge, great big wide main street. And here we go. The next town is Ekatahuna. So welcome to Ekatahuna. Not too hot today though. Temperatures climbed back up to 16 degrees. Beautiful riding weather. And that, my friends, was Ekatahuna. Kiwis can't fly, drive safe. What a lovely bit of countryside to be riding through. We've even got some sunshine happening now. Well, we're coming into the town of Masterton, the largest town in the Wairarapa. A lot of old money here, built on the backs of the sheep. Very big sheep farming district. And Mrs. V and I actually used to live in this town, not for very long. When our oldest was 18 months old, we moved down here for less than 12 months it was, and I was selling advertising space for the local radio station, can you believe it? It's quite a nice little place, but like most provincial towns it's fairly parochial. You have to live here for 10 or 20 years before you're considered a local. I could have gone up bypass, but I decided to have a look through. Haven't been here for, well, since we moved away actually, so at least 25 years since I was last here. I used to work up there, well that was where the radio station was. I think all those provincial radio stations are gone now, they're automated. Everything comes from either Wellington or Auckland. Just the ads are local. There's probably still people going around selling advertising space. It's a busy old Saturday morning in Masterton. Can you imagine me selling radio advertising space? I did alright at it, but I didn't really enjoy it as a job. And I was looking at opening up a little restaurant in here when I was approached by one of my older brothers to join him in a venture. So we hightailed back to Auckland from here and never looked back since. Oh, the warehouse. That wasn't here when we were here. Everything has changed, but some things still remain the same. I'm pretty sure the KFC was here when we were here 25 years ago. So that was Masterton. Onward south now. I think the next big town is Carterton, then Greytown, and then over the Rimatakas, maybe meet up with Noel, Mothership Videos, and over the Paikokariki Hill for another coffee. That'd be nice.
Just getting the boat ready for a very important ride tomorrow.
Oh, we're just coming into Carterton. I think this is the second biggest town in the Wairarapa. We're getting pretty close to the capital of New Zealand, Wellington. I don't plan going into the city centre. I'm going to scoot across to just north of Wellington over the Paikokariki Hill. But because these places are so close to Wellington, they become quite a mecca for people coming out of the capital on weekends and such like. Today is Saturday the 3rd of February, and on the 6th of February, which is Tuesday, is a national holiday for Waitangi Day to commemorate the signing of the Treaty of Waitangi. And if we have a founding document, that would be it. It was a treaty between the Maori people and the British Crown, giving the Maori people full rights as British subjects and ceding sovereignty to the Crown. was a lot of misunderstanding and confusion arose from it, unfortunately, because the Maori people didn't have the concept of ownership of land. They saw themselves as the guardians of the land. Of course, the Europeans saw it a bit differently, and because of those misunderstandings and confusion, it led to the New Zealand land wars in the 1860s. The Treaty of Waitangi was signed in 1840. In recent years, the government established the Waitangi Tribunal to investigate and try to correct some of the injustices that were done to the Maori people, and a lot of reparation has been paid and lands have been given back, but of course you can never get back what you've lost, but at least it's an attempt to correct it. So because the public holiday's on Tuesday, I guess a lot of people would be taking Monday off as part of their annual leave. Of course, they wouldn't be throwing sickies now, would they? And making a 4-day weekend of it. So I think we're going to see quite a bit more traffic as we get closer and closer to Wellington. But never mind, it is what it is. So here we are coming into Greytown. It's named after one of the early governors of New Zealand, George Grey. Quite a pretty little town. There's a bit of a coffee culture, people coming over the hill from Wellington. There's a lot of wineries in the Wairarapa as well nowadays, so there's wine trails and that sort of thing. If you're into wine, not my cup of tea, prefer a nice cold beer or a coffee. Yeah, coffee. I could do with a coffee. Everybody's out and about today, trying to make the most of the holiday. Ah yes, I forgot, there's another town before we hit the Rimatakas, the town of Featherston. So let's go to Featherston. So here we are, Featherston, and right at the base of the Rimataka Hill. Bit of a gorge through there to the start of it, and then up and over the windy Rimataka Hill. Famous for its high winds. KiwiBadger was warning me that last time he went up there, the wind would hit them from one side, turn around and whack them from the other. So we'll see how we get on today. I haven't ridden over this road for over 30 years, I'd say.
Hey Marty, thanks buddy.